One of the things I like about DLE engines is all the stuff that you get with them that you often have to pay extra for with other engines. In addition to the motor itself, you get protective wrap for the wires, the ignition module, a whole standoff kit, a muffler, and a silicone exhaust extension tube with a clamp. The only thing that didn't work was the gasket for the muffler. I used high temperature Permatex according to the directions, and that worked fine and the muffler stayed tight. One of the things that got my interest about the DLE-61 is that the muffler comes with a factory installed smoke nipple, and this works really well. The standoff set even comes with fasteners that actually work because they screw in either end, so the overall length doesn't matter. Everywhere you look on this motor, you find nicely made parts that look like they're designed for the job. Even the case is cleanly cast and reinforced where it needs to be. The cylinder features an angled spark plug and deep fins that keep this motor running cool. DLE pumper carburetors are very popular because they work well and they're easy to adjust. The throttle arm can be easily repositioned so you always get a pulling motion to going faster. The DLE-61 is a good sized motor, but it fits the 60 size cowl very well. And with the cowl removed, you can see that everything is easily accessible. I made this manual choke arm in my shop in about 5 minutes. It's easy to access through the cowl, and I don't have to fool around with another servo. The adjusting screws wind up aimed directly at the side of the cowl, which makes it a lot easier for making a hole and actually making adjustments. Mounting the ignition module per the manual just doesn't get much easier. To start the DLE-61, you pull the choke to close it, and then flip it a few times until it fires. Then you close the choke and just flip it till it fires. Holding the throttle open just a crack seems to help this. The first time I start it during the day, I'll let it run like this for 30 to 60 seconds just get a little bit of heat in the motor. Then I'll wind it up a few times to clear it out good, and this is also a good time to check and make sure all the controls are working the way we expect them to. Of course, none of this means anything until we get it started and put this thing in the air. And it turns out that the DLE-61 has no problem with that at all. This is my 91-inch Extra 260, and the DLE-61 doesn't have any problems pulling this airplane around any way I point it. The throttle response on my DLE-61 was so clean out of the box, I was a little worried that it was too lean. I did richen the bottom end just a little bit to be sure. I have great difficulty leaving the ground without doing a snap roll on the way out. I need to have the power to do that and just climb straight out until I get high enough to do the next thing that I decide I want to do. Sometimes I know what I'm going to do, sometimes I make it up as I go, but either way I need to know that the motor is going to have the power to get me out of trouble when I mess it up, and I do mess it up. I have 70 or 80 flights on this DLE-61 now, and it hasn't missed a save the whole time. I'm not great at hovering, especially with a brand new plane and motor. But I am getting in more practice because I know when I mess up the hover, I can just go at a full throttle and the DLE will fly it right out of it. Remember that smoke nipple? Oh yeah, that works great. A stock muffler, stock smoke fitting, and a Sullivan Skywriter, and that's all it took. Sometimes you add smoke to the power this DLE-61 has, and things get a lot more spectacular. But the most important things to me are that the DLE-61 is easy to work with, doesn't cost a whole lot, and it's very dependable. Nothing matters if we can't get the plane back on the ground safely. Well, if you're looking for a motor in this size range, you need to check out the DLE-61, because this one is spoken for.